So Euphoria is finally gonna finish season 3 and it's been such a long wait. Before we start, this video contains spoilers up to season 3 episode 7, so if you haven't seen it yet, save this video for later. You all remember Nate Jacobs, right? Nate, who is described as
your psychotic, abusive boyfriend who
You're abusive, psychopathic.
The last we hear on Nate at the end of season 2 is this little exchange.
They broke up with me before I even went on that stage. Don't worry. This is just the beginning.
Why is it that my timeline on X has been looking like this? Nate, he's dancing, he's crying, he's begging, he's trampling flowers and losing appendages, and he is bowing to every whim of his new wife, even apologizing when she hits him in the face. In a word, pathetic. But the question we need to be asking ourselves is, why is this so surprising to all of you? Viewers are mourning the loss of this ultimate alpha, don't want to see him in this weakened position. And we really need to be asking ourselves, is this what we want to be telling people? That we're gonna look up to a man and treat him as an alpha if he's some looks maxed jerk who goes around throttling his high school girlfriends? Putting guns to their heads, blackmailing classmates to incriminate themselves to protect his family, and framing innocent men into going to jail. Now we see him fall apart the moment he's no longer the biggest fish in the pond, the moment he meets these money lenders. And what happens when he owes them millions of dollars? Nothing good.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm gonna get you fucking.
Yes, you are.
The show has done a really good job of showing us the pressures he seems to be under in order to feel that he has to be highly performing. Like, one of the best scenes that shows this streak in his character comes in season 1 when he watches his entire team fail and decides to score the winning touchdown all by himself, and then he goes home and faces his belittling dad and becomes a sobbing mess.
You may have won the game, but you lost control of the team. And in the long run, if you don't lead, you're gonna lose.
We're also shown how with Jules he seems to be attracted to the kind of freedom she's managed to create for herself, and that's something he clearly seems to be lacking in his own life. I think the problem comes from when we see men who are being very dominating and who seem to be really stepping into this stereotype, is that then we expect them to have that kind of independence and deliver at that level even later, like in a marriage. But all we see here is that he is literally pressurizing Cassie to take her OnlyFans account more seriously and bail him out of the hot water he's put himself in.
I'm really counting on you, babe.
Okay.
You're my last hope.
Yeah, I understand.
I love you, I love you, I love you. You wire me that money as soon as you can, okay?
And unfortunately, that's what men seem to do, especially people who are mongering after this alpha status. Expect their wives, their girlfriends to hold them up, and they reinstate this through violence and aggression. Could some of this have been avoided if Nate had just explained to Cassie that he couldn't spend $50,000 on flowers instead of waiting until he married her to bring up the fact that he was in debt? Did he do it though? As a typical man-child? A lot of people have also been upset with the fact that the way he treats Maddy as opposed to the way he treats Cassie. And I've seen a lot of videos diving into the different psychology states between the two female characters, and that's totally valid and great. But you also have to look at it from his point of view. His family looks down on Maddy as a person of color, and that's a space for him to be able to act up, whereas Cassie is valued as a trophy wife, the perfect blonde, which literally makes him bend over backwards for her. And
Let's not sure if now's the right time to invest.
Then maybe it's not the right time to get married.
Baby, Baby, I'm trying to give you everything that you want.
I think this is something that we have a hard time accepting, which is we really want to think that the treatment we get from other people is something that we can influence with our behavior, but sometimes people are just looking at trivial things like our skin color, they're thinking about themselves. It all comes down to one thing: social validation. He can only pretend to be an alpha when he has the backing of the high school crowd, but in the real world he's unable to even fight back when he's buried on his own land just a few feet away from the little white flowers that have been ruining his life. So it should come as no surprise when this man's death happens as an accident while he's hiding underground, waiting for his ex-girlfriend and his wife to put together the money to save him. All season, he's lost toes and fingers while trying to keep up this delusion of control.
I believe everything happens for a reason. The discovery of these endangered flowers on my land happened for a reason. It was a sign.
We started with a character who didn't want to be like his father. Told his mother in season 2 that he's not an angry guy, just the situations that make him angry. We wanted to believe in that need. We wanted to believe in this exorcism he'd done of this side of himself when he turned his father in, when he tried to close the door on this side that runs in his family and be a better person. But unfortunately, it all seems to be bravado. His life dwindles down to this really pathetic demise with him whimpering in this hole until the snake decides to come around and unalive him once and for all. So while it's easy for internet alphas to look strong and big in comparison to these girls half their size on the internet, idolizing them and believing in this protection that we expect to come alongside this violence and this alpha nature, it's just a fantasy. And anybody who is acting out like that is probably just a man-child who you should not be enabling, not only not for your sake but for their own sake, because they should step up as well in their lives.
Because he's not a breadwinner. He's a bread loser.
They're always going to roll over and show their belly the moment they're outsized by a bigger shark in the pool. So instead of mourning the demise of this character who a lot of you girlies have been fantasizing about, who you've put on this pedestal as you've romanticized the aggression and try to read all of this passion and masculinity into it, really maybe we were just looking at it wrong. And I for one can't wait to see where these two girl characters move from here. So now that we are Nate free once and for all, like and subscribe and let me know your thoughts below. Are you gonna miss him? Probably. Was he your guilty little obsession?